Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. Today I am playing High Tide. This deck is absolutely insane. I've been doing really well with it, so I wanted to show it off, see if I could kind of explain how it fares up against the metagame and how to pilot through the different turns, as well as go over the list that I have specifically. This is a list that I have sideboard guide and whole walkthrough document for on Patreon. So this deck works by casting High Tide to make your islands tap for extra mana. Once they tap for 3 mana, then you can mana neutrally draw cards via casting things like Ideas Unbound or Peer Through Depths and splicing Psychic Puppetry onto it to untap that land. If you have more than one puppetry, you get to untap more than one island. And we also have a card in the deck, Hidden Strings, which untaps 2 permanents, taps or untap 2 permanents. And that allows us to go quickly from mana negative or mana neutral to mana positive during the combo turn. Having Hidden Strings gives you a large mana boost during the combo turn, allowing you to play pieces of the puzzle and also hard cast your Lorien Revealed, which means that Reach Through the Mist is not necessary. I find it kind of weak overall. Preordain is a really good cantrip for clearing the top of the deck when you want to be casting your other cards, and then Brainstorm is insanely good during the combo turn because you can put back things like islands or cards you don't need, like your main deck Giga Drowse, and then clear them with pieces of the puzzle or just by preordaining or Peer Through Depthing past them. Deep Analysis is a main deck win condition that can also draw cards, and it gives you a couple of different options. So you could like put it on top, then mill it, then use it from flashback, and then you can Stream of Thought to win the game against your opponent. We have Muddle the Mixture as well, which you do have a one stream loop where you can counter the original copy and then just resolve replications, putting the Stream of Thought back in the deck. In the sideboard, I have Blue Blast for red, Dispel for counterspell-based decks, mostly mirror and decks that can untap their lands. Giga Drowse and for blue decks, Snap for creature decks, another Muddle the Mixture to bring in, and then an island, which I usually bring in when I bring in Giga Drowse. So hopefully this is something that you're interested in. We can get some good combo time action, and I'll see you there. Upstate New York Pauper is hosting the second event in their 2025 Open Series on Saturday, August 9th in Rochester, New York. The event currently has a cap of 64 players, and a cap that's $1,500 in cash prizes. I'll be there, and I hope to see you there too. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. We're here in round 1 versus Otakon. So they like to play garden style decks. I'm going to keep this. I don't know if that's actually going to be good. I think this would be bad against a slow deck. Let's lead on island and pass the turn. We could cycle the Lorien Revealed right away to not have to draw more lands or hold it. They play Nile Spellbound turn 1. So they seem to be on like a deck doing relaxing things where we'd have plenty of time. Preordain finding Merchant Scroll Puppetry. That's really good. Just top both of them, playing island and pass. Next turn, I can Pieces or I can Merchant Scroll for High Tide. I think Pieces is probably my best play. They play a Refurb, I can discard a land. They play Black Mage's Rod. Pieces goes up cards in hand, which is why I want to cast it, because they're a Refurb deck. Pieces of the puzzle. You get Ideas Unbound. I mean, some of this is annoying. So what do I want to take? You don't have to take the Stream Thought because I can loop without it, but it's annoying. So I will take Ideas Unbound Stream. Okay. So next turn I can go High Tide, Scroll, High Tide, then I'll have 4 mana and start casting the Ideas Unbounds. Or I just scroll for High Tide, pass the turn. They play a Refurbished Familiar. So let's discard the Lorien Revealed. And then on my turn, I'll Deep Analysis myself, then cast the Roll, I think. If they have a second Refurbished, I'd be a little bit sad. They're gonna get rid of my Deep Analysis. Okay. Sure. Get in for 2. Draw an island. So it's probably better just to scroll for High Tide here and then pass. We don't need this land, and I don't want the other cards to get discarded necessarily. They cycle a Troll. If they play a Campfire, that'd be the thing that'd be the most difficult for us here, or Lembas. Play Black Mage's Rod, so we're in the clear. I get in for 4, putting me to 13. I have 5 lands in play. Double Puppetry. Okay. Let's go High Tide. High Tide. think I'm going to stream of thought myself just one time to increase the density. We'll put back preordained scroll. And now I can draw 3 cards and untap, going +4 on mana. Okay. I was keeping the island in hand in case I drew a brainstorm. Here, well, unfortunately, we don't see any good cards here. This is just really annoying. Let's increase this. I want to take the merchant scroll, and then I'm going to cast the scroll. I could take a Peer or Muddle for ideas, but I think Peer is going to be most of the time better, just because the Muddle for ideas puts me way down on mana. Okay, we can have Brainstorm, Hidden Strings, Lore and Revealed Pieces. I'll take the pieces. These are the most cards. Just seeing 5 off the top. Find Muddle and Pieces. Okay. Now I'll play the island, transmute, grab my Ideas Unbound, rearrange those cards, and we'll draw 3. Another High Tide. Great. High Tide. And then now we're making tons of mana. Okay, found another scroll. Try a puzzle here. We find Brainstorm, Preordain. We don't need the Hidden Strings. We are good on mana. Let's Brainstorm, get rid of the 2 lands. Preordain, go past them. Bottom. We have 9 mana. I'll Brainstorm again. Put back 2 lands. And then Merchant Scroll. Get up here. We're kind of running out of cards in deck. So now, if I want to cast Peer plus slice all of these, it's exactly 6 mana. Cast, and then we'll tap all of our lands. I'm playing a mix of snow-covered lands and regular islands. Well, any order here. Untap everything. I think I still have a stream in the deck. We don't want to Brainstorm because I want to use these Lorians to draw cards. So we will cast the Hidden Strings, untap, draw 3, Lorien Revealed, and then do it again, draw 3. And then we found an Ideas, so let's just rearrange the hand again, draw 3. Okay, what do we find? Stream of Thought. So Stream of Thought you, replicate 1 time, target myself, and then we'll put back the stream, bunch of good stuff, Peers, all my arcanes really, and they've conceded. That was easy. Host board, they're going to be bringing in things like discard spells, so we want the Muddle the Mixture for those, and we don't really need anything else. Could potentially bring in the island, but I think we're good. Keeping the Hidden Strings is nice, and the discard spells are generally not instant speed. One thing we could consider is if they're going to be bringing in something like Okiba Gang Shinobi. If we do see that, then we want to have the Snap. Maybe the Snap is better than Hidden Strings anyway, because they have a lot of creatures. So you could just have a mix of those. This hand is fine. It's good against discard. We have the High Tide already, and we have a cantrip. We have stuff to do early. Our opponent has gone to 6. They lead on a Calling Garden. So they'll probably play a black land and then use an Eviscer's Insight on that. I think I like Brainstorm Peer here. We can Brainstorm and then clear the Brainstorm with the Lorien. They Fanatical Offering their plant. That's pretty expected. Play land. I'll pass the turn. Didn't have to Brainstorm on my turn. They play at Rod. So now they have a creature. Plays a Swamp. And they have a Duress. I will Brainstorm. And we'll hide Puppetry and High Tide. I get rid of my Peer. I'll play out my land. Pass the turn. This next turn, I'm probably just going to Deep Analysis myself. They play another Rod. That puts me to 18, and they can attack me to 16. Plays a Blood Fountain, I go to 16. Now 14. Land. We'll draw 2. Okay, so I have everything I need to go off on the next turn. Well, so we'll go High Tide, High Tide. They tap for 3, so that's 9, 10 mana. I can cast Lorien Revealed, and then still Hidden Strings. They map, revealing a Troublemaker Oof that they put into the graveyard. And then they're going to Viscer's Insight, sacrificing. I go to 12. They can attack for 5 right now, putting me to 7. But they don't really, and now they play tap land, so they're just probably dead. Gets in for 5. I mean, this is just a chill game so far. Land, High Tide, High Tide, draw. Okay, So we don't have as much mana as I thought. Draw 3 cards. Find pieces of the puzzle. Let's hidden strings. Untap. Pass pieces. Find Merchant Scroll Lorien. So I take the 2 Merchant Scrolls. And then I have to scroll, I think, for Pier. And then here. So if I find a High Tide, I'm good. Maybe there's a High Tide. A little sketchy. We untap. We High Tide. Maybe that was a mistake. Cast the Merchant Scroll. Yeah, I think I hosed myself. I got all... We have 4 mana. So let's puppetry this. I think I burned myself bad. Draw. Preordain. Okay. Hidden strings on a muddle. So bottom, top. Hidden strings here. Yes, yes. We have exactly enough. Merchant Scroll. Grab the puppetry. And then we muddle. That got a little sketchy. Okay, I have 4 mana. This is going to go +1 mana. Draw 3. Oh boy. It's still very tight. We're going to scroll for a Pier. 1 Pier left. Pier on tap. Ideas is great. We're going to put the ideas on top. So you can see right now it's a bit sketchy. It looked like it was going to be fine, but it did not end up being fine. We find hidden strings. So I could hidden strings, muddle. Yeah, we're going to hidden strings here. Untap. Muddle for a puppetry. And then draw 3 untap. So we had 8 mana, which means that this is +4. Now I can brainstorm, put back the 2 lands, and then just go for the streams. Stream you, replicate 1 time. This clears the top of my deck. Boink. And then gets my stuff back. So ideas, Pier, ideas. Then we'll put back Pier, High Tide, Pier, Pier. Let's see, anything else? Muddle. We used our deep analysis. Cast the High Tide. That was in my hand. I didn't know about. And then I think I'll brainstorm. Back 2 lands. And then Pier past those lands. We drew another puppetry. We're just way, way, way up on mana. Grab the ideas. Put the Pier on top. Then any order the rest. Untap. We'll draw another 3. Okay. Up a bunch on mana. And then we have 15 cards left in the deck. We're going to draw another 3. Go up on mana. And now I want to start making a bunch of mana and then probably stream, then put muddles in my hand in case something crazy can happen on their turn where they could like drain us. Okay. So let's stream. I guess I'll just Pier. Let's stream Thought. Cast with Replicate. Actually, I have this pieces in hand which can clear about a bunch of my deck. I'll take ideas, pieces. I want to clear my deck so that I can make it easier to just do a little bit of a looping, targeting them. Take Pier and Pier. And then now, we have double Pier in hand. We have a Lorien and a Lorien. Let's go stream targeting you. Replicate it 1 time. Then I'll just target you again. We'll put back stream, 2 Loriens, Lorien, and another Lorien. And then a Pier. So I can put back 2 more cards. We'll go High Tide and muddle, actually 3 more cards and a muddle. I have 8 cards in library. And now I'm going over here. We're going to Pier 2 times, puts back to 6 cards in library. And then all I have to do is cast the 2 Loriens. So we'll cast this. Grab a Pier. Pier again. Grabbing High Tide. We have 6 cards left in library. High Tide. Looks like our opponent scooped. Cool. They saw the loop. So we were going to High Tide, draw 6, stream you, put back 8, Pier, Pier, Lorien, Lorien, do it again, over and over. Putting back tons of cards in my hand, and then I can discard 2 the ideas and bounds, holding up double muddle and mixture. Round 2 versus Lilipoto or Illipoto? Illipoto? I don't know. Crossforge Bridge. Okay. Let's brainstorm. Okay, we found High Tide, which I want. Then we can maybe put back strings. I feel like my opponent is going to be playing a deck. Yep, it looks like Jund where the little bit of card advantage from the pieces will be good. Preordain, going to bottom and top. Just in the case of a refurb, they play a bridge and a refurb. So I think I'm going to discard a land, find another strings, let's pieces, go back up to 7 cards, get Lorien Revealed, Ideas Unbound. So the Lorien Revealed is basically a land here, unless I draw a land. And we have enough mana to attempt to go off on my turn, but it's not necessary. They play a Writhing Chrysalis. I mean, maybe I should just go for it. We get in for 2. I don't think we're going to die, so there's probably no reason to go for it. I can, well, let's see. So High Tide, we can muddle for the puppetry, which makes it mana neutral. It's still like not necessary. So people say that you should try to just, let's go muddle now. Grab the puppetry. We're fully set. If they refurb, we can discard the hidden strings. They have 4, 5, 6 damage. Maybe 7, 8 if they play another Eldrazi. They could play only one more Eldrazi. A Fanatical Offering, sacrificing a spawn. Draw some cards. Currently 5 power on the table. Sacrifice. And they're going to play another Writhing Chrysalis, which means that we have a full-on opportunity. I would say that with this hand, it's looking pretty solid. I'm going to go ahead and preemptively get ready. They find a cast down that they put into their graveyard with a map. Another land. Let's go High Tide. And then I think I'll just draw. Draw 3. We find an Ideas Unbound. We'll draw 3 again. Okay, another puppetry. We find Brainstorm. There's a High Tide. So High Tide. Now we're good. Brainstorm. We can put back Giga Drowse and this Deep Analysis. Play the island. Cast another High Tide. Cast pieces. I think. Because we don't want the Giga Drowse. So we'll take Merchant Scroll, Lorien. Use the hidden strings. Untap the lands. We have 3 puppetries, so I'll just go ahead and untap some more lands. Draw 3. And now it's full-on GG. You can tell that we're going to win because I have so much mana floating. The triple puppetry, I have 10 cards in hand. So at this point, if I were them, I would just pick it up. But that's okay. Let's see. Maybe we can win without having to stream ourselves at all. Here, I guess if I wanted to do that, I should probably scroll for another High Tide. Grab the last High Tide in the deck. High Tide. They're at 47. Go Pier. We'll grab another Pier. And then Pier again. I'll take another one. So we have 24 mana right now. Pier costs 5. We're at 39. So this is plus 10. Wow. Grab another Pier. 34 mana. This one will be plus 10 again. And I have the strings. We're definitely going to have enough mana. Let's take another hidden strings. Untap. Tap all my mana. Strings these. Untap. And then Dome You. We want to replicate it. They're at 47, so we need 10, 11, and then the original copy. So 11 replicates for 12 copies. Our total streams. And if they had put us to 3, where we wouldn't be able to flash back the Deep Analysis, we could just put it back in the deck and then draw it later. Target you with a bunch of stuff. And they scooped. So my opponent asked, they said, in their opinion, Tide should be banned. So what is my opinion? Well, right now, I'm at like an 85% win rate in leagues, which is extremely strong, and that would probably show it's a bannable deck. I think there is some, like people aren't necessarily playing it at that rate, maybe the same rate that I'm playing it, so I don't know if it needs to be banned based on like win rate. But if everybody were able to buy my Patreon sideboard guide and rock the deck, then I think it would probably be bannable. So we're bringing in a couple of Giga Drowse. I don't think I need the hidden strings. We can bring in another Giga Drowse. Might as well just bring in the island for consistency then. And we'll submit. Okay, we have a no-lander, so that means mulligan. We have Giga Drowse. I mean, this is probably fine. I don't think I need the Giga Drowse right now. So we have land, puppetry, tap a land or whatever and try to win, but Double puppetry means we only need one high tide to start going. Maybe draw into some more. They're going to be bringing in Duress, Pyroblast, Last Rites, all kinds of nonsense. We draw a Preordain. Let's cast that turn 1. We have Muddle and Mixture. Don't really need the extra puppetry, but I'll take the Muddle because that can counter a Last Rites or Duress. When it goes Duress turn 1, so they can take my Pier or my puppetry. Or I guess it was turn 2 because they played a bridge. They discard my Muddle. Play a land. Maybe I should have Piered there, I don't know. They wildfire their land. Okay. So they took the Muddle in order for me to not be able to counter their wildfire. I Piered into a High Tide. If I draw pieces, that's a great draw. Lorien and pieces off the top. A couple of lands going to the graveyard. They play a Wellspring and a Refurbished. So I guess we'll get rid of the island. We might draw another island. We did. We just top deck an island. Pieces of the puzzle. Grab Ideas Unbound and here. Play an island. Just the one High Tide. If they hit me with another Duress, it'd be a big problem. My opponent's trying to consider whether or not they should tap out for Chrysalis, probably. Gets in for 2. I'll go to 18. They Fanatical Offering their Wellspring. So if I find a second High Tide off the top, I can counter their Pyroblast that they've got going. Cycle for an island. Grab it. I mean, a second High Tide would allow me to just cast puppetry on that. Find a Brainstorm. So I will cast the Brainstorm. Okay, we found the Giga Drowse. So let's put the Brainstorm and the High Tide on top. Play the land. So it should be relatively easy from here. Maybe I want to... because they'd have to have an untapped mountain. I could just upkeep, tap all their lands. That way I'm playing around like... or I could just double tap their red lands on their upkeep. So they can't use double Pyroblast to keep it going. Alright, let's see. They Fanatical Offering their map. I'm worried about a Last Rites. I'm just going to upkeep, tap all their lands. Boink. Replicate it 3 times. Target the red land, target the black land. Then we have to scroll over to see which land is not being targeted, and it's this swamp, so we'll target the swamp. The Galvanic Blast face. So now they can't in the second Galvanic Blast. Interesting. Let's see if they have an untapped red land. A forest. And they map onto their refurb, finding a refurb, so we are free and clear. We can still go mana positive due to the triple puppetries. We'll go High Tide. 1, 2, 3. And then draw. I like having the 2 separate piles because it just makes it easier to click. Untap. And I found a scroll, so let's scroll for a High Tide. Cast it. Now I'm way up on mana. Here. 4 mana still floating. I'll grab an Ideas. I'm just using any order because it doesn't matter to me that much right now. We have a lot of cards left in the library. I'm probably going to shuffle at some point. We draw a land. We can cast it or play it. We don't cast lands. Let's Brainstorm. Put back Island. Put back Deep Analysis. And then Transmute. Deck gets shuffled. Grab an Ideas Unbound. And then draw 3. Okay. And now we can Brainstorm again, get rid of this land and the Giga Drowse. We'll just go 2 lands actually. And here's a Stream of Thought. Start the looping. Target them, target me. Game on. Ideas Unbounds, and yeah, we'll just do Ideas Unbounds first. Then Pier. Pier Muddle. And I guess a High Tide. Start with a Preordain. Finding a Pier is good. I think I will scroll for High Tide. We're going to have so many High Tides. Just an insane amount of mana. I originally thought that this deck was not going to be bannable because it would not really compete very well. Let's take an Ideas Unbound. It wouldn't compete very well with Brood Scale, in my opinion, because that deck had basically interaction plus a clock. You've got the Duress, and you can turn 3 them, potentially. Just makes it really harder to defeat. Whereas decks like these that are not playing Duress plus a clock, they're just playing Duress, it's quite easy to just chill out and then win eventually. We found a Pier. We're going to Pier again. 14 mana floating. Grab another Ideas Unbound. I'll put Ideas and then the Pier. 16 cards left in the library. We'll draw some cards. But at this point, the only deck that's got the main deck disruption plus a clock would be mono blue fairies. And I don't know how that actually lines up for the rest of the metagame. Originally, I thought that something like, let's take this stream of thought, something like mono red would be a very difficult matchup, but it turns out that it's actually not too bad with the sideboard strategy that I have. I have a pretty positive win rate there. Found some more high tides. High tide, high tide. 6 cards left in library. I wonder if I'll be able to kill them with the mana that I have. Draw 3. Okay, draw 3 cards. And then it looks like we found the last puppetry. A couple, we have Appear. Let's just cast Appear. I think we did it. Grab Muddle. Untap everything. And GG. Tap all our lands. 78 mana. Point it at you. We have to replicate it 9 times for 40 total cards. And straight to the face. Not as fun as Lightning Bolt, I guess. Stream of Thought. It's a couple other random cards. And then I hold the 2 key to resolve this quicker. It's just gonna go straight through it. On Magic Online, it won't let you pass the phases without having to click an OK button. So you're all good. All right, we win the match 2-0 on to round 3. Round 3 versus Flormente on the play. This is probably fine. Brainstorm, I will still cast a turn 1. I want to see what they're doing though. Swamp. All right, let's brainstorm. So let's put back Muddle, and then untap and preordain past one of the Muddles. Bottoming both of these. They're both not where I want to be right now. Pass the turn. So we have no high tide in our hand, which means that we have to just jam the pieces of the puzzle. They're on black-red. What does that mean? Black-red madness. We go to 18, they get a sneaky snacker. I'm going to cast this pieces of the puzzle, trying to find a high tide. Find hidden strings, and then I think I want, I guess, the pieces, and we'll discard a land. Oh no, we didn't have to discard a land. We're on the play. They have Faithless Looting. So not having high tide in hand means this is pretty sketchy. They've got 8 damage this turn. Oh boy. We'll go to 10. So I really have just one more setup turn max. I'll cast another piece of the puzzle, finding high tide and high tide. Okay, lay out my land, pass the turn, we'll discard the land. I have the win on my turn, so they have to not have 8 damage so they can do from hand. They flush out using Storm Shriek Feral from Tarkir Dragonstorm, dealing me 3. Rakdos Carnarium picking up a land. This will put me to 5, and I'm in the clear. Okay, high tide. High tide. Easy peasy. We're going to Hidden Strings. It's fine to use this as a ritual here. We might want to save the other one just for better mana. Transmute, grab a puppetry, and start drawing cards. Draw 3. We just find more lands, so I knew that would be probably happening. Draw another 3. High tide. Okay. Here we find. I take the brainstorm because we're okay. They scooped. Sorry, that happened really quickly. Okay, they're out of. They're over it. So we want Giga Drowse and Muddle the Mixture, cutting Deep Analysis and pieces of the puzzle. We still want to go fast, so the hidden strings are important. We might need pieces of the puzzle to go up on cards in hand. Giga Drowse can cover their red mana for Pyroblast, and Muddle the Mixture can handle potentially Duress, as well as pick the pieces that they take out of our hand with their Duress. Okay, this is probably fine. They go for a tap land turn 1. Oh no, not great. I think I need to, so if one of these streams is going to be stuck in my hand here. I think I should preordain first then. High tide and a land. Bottom, I'll top. A Vampire's Kiss, I go to 18. Here I can brainstorm, get rid of the 2 stream thoughts, and then cycle for a land. That was good. Brainstorm fixing my hand drastically. Here we have a decent amount of mana. So high tide, we have 4 mana, 6 mana, 8 mana. Draw 2. They play Jagged Barrens. It could be our time to shine. double High Tide. Decent amount of card draw. I'm doing it. So turn 3 on the draw. High Tide. High Tide. We have no puppetry in hand. We're going to Hidden Strings. Untap. Then YOLO this Ideas Unbound. We found the Merchant Scroll for the puppetry. So we need to Brainstorm, get rid of Island and Giga Drowse. Puppetry, okay. So now I can Hidden Strings, untap, Merchant Scroll, which will find an Arcane spell to start going off with. I need another High Tide though. This is just mana neutral. Let's see. So we can take the Pier or take a Puppetry. I think the Puppetry is the best choice here. It saves me from having to search it out. Let's cast Pieces. I think we're high likelihood to hit another Arcane. We didn't find an Arcane specifically. We did find Muddle or Muddle Pieces. So I'll take Muddle Pieces. Okay. And then I can Hidden Strings here. Untap. And then the Muddle fetches out the Ideas Unbound. And now we'll start to go mana positive. So with the double Puppetry, we get to go mana positive. My opponent says that's enough for them. 2-0 on to round 4. Round 4. We're on the play. This is kind of fine. We have the High Tide in hand. Don't know what our opponent's doing, but the Preordain, we just are going to pretend we don't care what they're doing. Cast the Preordain turn 1. Deep Analysis, Muddle. So definitely don't want the Deep Analysis. I think both of these go to the bottom. We need lands mostly. We found the Puppetry. So now we're set up. We need lands and more High Tides. Island from the opponent. And a Delver. Giga Drowse in the opening hand. I will play land and Pier, looking for a Lorien Revealed or a cantrip. Found a Lorien Revealed. That's a turn. They're on Mono Blue Terror, and as long as I make all my land drops, I can probably set up a win, protected with the Giga Drowse. They're going to Brainstorm to flip the Delver, but it's a 7-turn clock, which is not that threatening. They flip on a Thought Scour, but they don't make a second land drop. That was pretty aggressive. Well, Island Cycle, grabbing an island, playing the island. Pass the turn. We don't really need to fetch out this second or this fourth island on this turn. We're already way ahead on their land drops. They ponder looking for a land. Maybe I should have cast the Peer Through Depths in response. Yeah, that would have been a better idea. Casting the Peer Through Depths in response would have allowed me to try to find a second High Tide. They do not shuffle, they play the island. Now I'm probably just going to cycle the Lorien, which is not great. It's not really what I wanted to do. I was planning on trying to do that and then just forgot what I was doing. So let's Island Cycle, grab the island. They could have a Dispel or a Spell Pierce here. Play the island and pass the turn. We drew another land, so I don't really need to start moving. They Thought Scour me, milling Preordain and Deep Analysis. Okay, that's fine. I can just Deep Analysis myself for extra cards too. Plays a third land. Looks like I'm going to try to go for it on my turn, because now they have just 2 mana open, and I can definitely Giga Drowse them. Although I don't know if I need to do it. It's tough. Like if they play a Tolarian Terror here, 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't play Terror. Draw another land. Pass. They play their 4th land, getting in for 3. Now they casted Tolarian Terror. Wow, and a Delver. Should I Pier? Probably. Okay, I think we take the Puppetry because it allows us to be, or I could take the Ideas Unbound. We have lots of mana, so I can afford to go down a bit. I'll take the Ideas Unbound. We'll draw Island, High Tide. This could be a risk. I mean, this is definitely my moment. They've shown me that this is the time, but the risk was taking High Tide over Puppetry. I would have drawn another Ideas Unbound. Draw. We're going down on mana every time. There's the High Tide. High Tide. Now we are mana neutral. Draw 3. Found the Hidden Strings and the Merchant Scroll, so we're good now. Just cast Merchant Scroll for the Puppetry. Let's Hidden Strings. And then cast Stream of Thought. Replicate 1 time. Target me. Put back my Arcanes. Pier. Pier. Ideas. Ideas. We have the second stream in hand, so we don't have to worry about accidentally milling that. Ideas, Psychic Puppetry, High Tide, and a Merchant Scroll. And now I can just peer, go +2 mana. So we went from 7. If I tap all my lands, I'll be back to 9. I'm going to take the High Tide. This is a little bit of a risk. Untap. High Tide. Let's cast pieces. Now we have double peer. Okay, that worked out. Fizzle chance, 0. Didn't even have to cast the Giga Drowse. It's turn 6. We just had tons of time. Here for an ideas. Untap. Now what I like to do is to not keep tapping my lands completely, just in case I draw another High Tide at some point. So I'm going to untap as many lands as possible. All right. Draw 3. Let's draw 3 again. Draw 3. Okay. Where are we? Move the lands over here. Things are going swell. Wonder if I should just grab another High Tide at this point. Scroll. High Tide. Cast it. And now each land taps for 5. Draw 3. Brainstorm. Okay, that can clear some lands. It's a good moment to use a Stream of Thought then. Boink. And then Stream of Thought myself. Put back the stream. That's very important. And then a bunch of arcanes. Arcanes again. Then, I mean, nothing really matters. I guess I'll put back the deep analysis. And strings. Cast a Brainstorm. Doink. Put back some lands. And then I can pieces of the puzzle, which mills out those lands. We'll take ideas and peer. Now there's just some rearranging on my hand to make things easy for myself. Draw. And I've been doing this whole thing with just 2 puppetries. We're going way ahead on, there's my 3rd puppetry. Here, tap some lands. 12 cards left in the deck. We'll take another Ideas Unbound. And I'm not worrying about arranging everything. Cast the ideas. 17 mana currently. Okay, we have, let's peer. Take the ideas. Maybe I could have taken the High Tide there and then just gone up on mana more. But, you know, this is just execution time. Let's figure out how much mana we have. 62. Untap. Even more. Untap again. Even more. And then stream you. Doink. Now we need to hit them for 9 total, so we'll replicate 8 times. And then shoot them, and they scoop. One thing you might want to do if you're playing against an opponent who is streaming you out is scoop here, because you don't want them to see what's in your deck. The more information is better for your opponent. Okay, so we need the Giga Drowses. And then I'm going to cut, I could cut the 2 muddle mixtures. We don't need the deep analysis. We definitely want to bring in the island in a Giga Drowse matchup. So I think my plan is to cut the muddles. I still like having the hidden strings because you can just turbo combo somebody. And we opened up on a High Tide. We could use the Merchant Scroll to find a Giga Drowse. Just depends on what my opponent does. I'll keep. My opponent leads on Island Pass. I will do the same. They cast a Brainstorm. We have no reason to just cycle the Lorien Revealed at this point. And the main thing I want to do is not play into a Spell Pierce. Okay, after, on their upkeep, they use a Thought Scour to clear the Brainstorm. Plays an island. Find a Stream of Thought, which is pretty medium. So if I cast Merchant Scroll, I think that's bad. Then they'll be able to counter it with a Spell Pierce and then play Terrors. They use a Mental Note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the graveyard. Plays an island. Tolarian Terror. So now I need to cycle the Lorien. Another Terror. I have to cycle the Lorien Revealed. Grabbing an island. Problem is, I don't know if I have enough. I think I lose here, actually. Even if I scroll. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything here. Bummer. I could scroll. I'm not going to be able to Giga Drowse them here. There's too many dead cards in my hand. They'd have to have something crazy happen. I'll Merchant Scroll for a High Tide. See if anything this will resolve. They have a Spell Pierce in hand. Pretty dead. I'll pass. They go for a Gut Shot. 3 cards in hand. Thought Scour me, milling ideas and stream. Maybe they just have no counter spells in hand. Could be. Maybe the Giga Drowse is just not good enough on the draw, so we'd have to play Dispels. Plays another Tolarian Terror, 3 cards in hand. Okay, so I will attempt a High Tide. They use Counterspell. So High Tide, strings, scroll, brainstorm. That's the brainstorm. Okay, that we didn't get there. That's okay. Mono Blue Terror. So they are a deck with disruption and a clock, which is what you need. We're on the play. Maybe the muddles are better than the pieces of the puzzle because we can search out the puppetries. We'll just go 3 hidden strings. Try it that way. On the play. No lands, so we mull. This is not amazing. We can rattle off the brainstorm turn 1. Go back to muddle. Hopefully I find a land. Yikes. So this is how you die. This is how you die. Giga Drowse. Back to puppetry and the Giga Drowse. I didn't want to go even lower on lands, and we had 16 in the deck. That's the turn. Brainstorm locked on turn 1. We'll see in round 5. Round 5 versus Sailor Moon. We're on the play. We won't be brainstorm locking ourselves, but I will cast it on turn 1. They've been playing all sorts of decks, sometimes mono blue fairies, and it'd be interesting to see if we could actually beat that. I think I want to brainstorm and then try to merchant scroll on turn 2. My opponent mulligans to 6. I'll go island and cast my brainstorm. Put back Stream of Thought and muddle. I don't really want to draw the muddle. They're on forest. Utopia Sprawl on green. Land. Let's fetch out a High Tide. This turn we can cycle and then fetch out another High Tide. Island cycle. They're on Bogles, so they're not going to turn 3 me, but I can probably turn 3 them. Grab another High Tide. Nice little racing matchup to close it off. I think some Bogles players have been playing Pyroblast post board, which is kind of scary. They get in for 2, so they probably can't kill me next turn, but I probably can kill them right now. So High Tide, Merchant Scroll, grab the puppetry. So we don't have that many resources, but this can represent another bunch of cards drawn. Draw 3, find a High Tide. Now it's getting sketchy. Transmute the muddle. Because we have too much mana in hand. So this Ideas Amount has to hit some sort of card draw. Draw 3. Did we fizzle? We did not. But, you know, we're still close. We're going to hidden string some lands. Then cast another draw 3. We found the Ideas Amount. So we're good. We're good. Combo time. Let's draw 3. Pew pew pew. Okay. 6 cards in hand. Let's see. Might as well brainstorm. Get rid of some lands. Cast the pieces. We ended up putting lands on top anyway. Take muddle and pier. Don't need the other puppetry. What should I do now? Merchant scroll. Last High Tide in the deck. Cast a High Tide. Then I will untap. And then draw 3 cards with the Lorien. Trying to maximize the my options here. So brainstorm, back land. And then here I will preordain past the brainstorm. Bottom and bottom. And now we can ideas. Sort of getting lost. There's so many cards in my hand. Draw 3. Find the Stream of Thought. I'll preordain again. Bottom, top up here. Here. If I can do this without, no, probably not, huh? I'll just take the puppetry. I was thinking, can I do this without actually, looping? Here, go to what? I don't know how many cards. We have 4 kind of duds on the bottom. 15 mana. Tap 2 lands. 25 mana. Finding another pier. Tap. So that was plus 10 mana. Here again. I'll take pieces. Untap. Cast the pieces. This is going to mill me a bunch. Preordain. Okay, so don't know if, let's see. Make a bunch of mana. We have 47. Untap with hidden strings. Untap with hidden strings again. They're at 51 cards in library. We have 63 mana, so let's just untap some more. Oh, they scooped. Nice. So we are simply racing. Now the Giga Drowse can come out. Potentially we can bring in Snap. I don't think we need the Deep Analysis. So we can bring in 2 snaps. Deep Analysis not really helping me. And the Snap could help if they have a Standard Bearer. This hand looks pretty solid. We are set up to maybe turn 3 if I find a high tide. I go land bogle. I'll start with brainstorm. No high tide. So I think the pieces is probably not where I want to be, but we probably want the preordain. So we're going to take this next turn to just double preordain. They sprawl. Or I could cycle right now. Malevolent Rumble. They find no real payoffs. They choose Rancor. Getting in for 1. I have preordain on top and a preordain in hand. We'll preordain. Bottom, bottom. We draw hidden strings. I'll preordain again. There's a high tide, so bottom, top. Do we have enough to turn 3? Maybe. They go Ancestral Mask plus Rancor. That's 7 damage. They could probably kill me on their next turn. I'll go high tide. Untap here. And now I have 6 mana, 8. I have to hidden strings again. So this one's going to be a little sketchy. We'll muddle the mixture. Now we're just mana neutral. Hit the puppetry, and then draw. We drew a brainstorm. Worst case, that was not very good, but we're able to convert it into a pier, double piers. So we're looking for a high tide. Found it. And now this one taps for 2. We cast high tide. This one taps for 3, which is back to exactly enough to cast pier on tap on tap. We'll have 6 mana left over. Luckily, we drew another arcane with Ideas Unbound. I thought I said no there for a second. That would have been scary. I'm going to draw 3. If I had not untapped my lands, that would have been a major punt. Let's brainstorm. Put back Stream of Thought and Snap. Merchant Scroll. Grabbing a high tide. Cast high tide. Now I have even more mana. So I think we are going to get there. Combo time. Let's go. Untap. And then, of course, I just don't try anything. I'll try pieces. A high tide and a Merchant Scroll. Take the puppetry. Cast high tide. Now I have 6 mana. Hopefully I have a pier left. Merchant Scroll, we found a pier. Here. I'm working up to the point where I can cast my Lorians that are in my hand. Find the last pier. So now I do have to take that stream. But the pier here is going to make a ton of mana. Pieces. 24 cards left in the library. Cast the pieces. We find Snap doesn't do anything. We can take Brainstorm Preordain. And then Brainstorm with the islands on top. Preordain down. So bottom, bottom. Drawing Ideas Unbound. That's really good. And I have too many puppetries for the amount of lands that I have. Oh well. Draw 3. There's the stream. Makes things easy now. Okay, I gotta rearrange my hand though. Stream you. Replicate 1 time. Boink. We have ideas. Stream of Thought, ideas, and another Ideas Unbound. And then put back pier, ideas, and another pier. And start with a preordain. We can bottom an island, top the pier, and we should be off to the races. Here. Find ideas. I wonder if they have any way to recycle their deck. It seemed like it would probably be unlikely. Draw 3 with the pier, or the ideas. Let's draw another 3 cards. Got a 10 cards left in the library. Draw another 3 cards. And then another 3 cards. And then I think I will draw another 3 cards. What's my last card? I don't know. But it doesn't matter that much. So I'm trying to figure out how I should do this. At these. We're going to Stream of Thought. Target. We're going to Stream of Thought. Target you. Replicate it 1 time. Point the other copy at me. So now I want to set up my loop with my Lorians and my piers. Put back the stream, Lorian, here. That's 4. And then I'll just put back here, 5, 6. And then, is there another pier? Maybe I don't want to do that. Lorian, just another Lorian revealed. I'm getting a little confused. Mind is melting. Just put all my stuff where I can see it. We have 8 cards in the deck we want to draw. Got a lot of islands in hand. That's what happens when you win in the game on turn 3. Okay, start a pier. So we were trying to pier. That will leave us with 7 cards. So we take a pier. And we put 2 piers on top. Then the Lorians. We untap. 7 cards in the library. Cast a pier. We take another pier. Oh, I messed that up. Whoops. 5 cards left. Now I have to use the Ideas and Bounds. Oh well. Draw 3. 3 cards left. Cast the Lorian. Okay, 0 cards left, and I have my loop configured. So I will stream you, replicate it 1 time, target you, go back, stream, pier, pier, Lorian, and then muddle the mixture, and then whatever else, doesn't matter. We've messed it up. I'm good at this. It's hard to do this while also having glasses on. Take the pier. So now I have 6 cards left in library, a bunch of mana. Draw 3. Draw 3 again. Replicate targeting you. Target you again. Flip back stream, pier, Lorian, Lorian. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 more cards. Pier away. The purpose of this is so that I can pass the turn with the muddle the mixtures up. I guess I should also have a High Tide in hand. Here. Any order, and that way I can High Tide into double muddle the mixture. Here, take a Lorian. All right, it's a little bit convoluted for sure. We have 6 cards left. They have 23 left in their library. We'll draw 3. We'll draw 3. Go way over here. Replicate it. Target you again. This is 8 cards. They have 23 cards left. Stream, pier, pier, Lorian. Then Lorian. High Tide, High Tide, High Tide. Cast my pier, take a pier. Do it again. So much mana. It's really cool how you can just rebuild your hand and draw your entire library. Take the pier. Untap. This whole thing is netting me mana still. Draw 3. Draw 3 again. And now I have a lot in my hand. I think I'm fine at this point. But I can just go stream you. Put back stream, here, Lorian. Cast this for a draw 3. I have so much mana left over. Stream you. Back stream, Lorian, Lorian. This is every little loop here is going up 1 card. Draw 3. Stream you. Put back 3 cards. Draw 3 again. I have to make sure that I keep checking that I have exactly 3 cards left in library. Otherwise, I would be in for a world of hurt. Stream you. 1, 2, 3. 4. I guess it doesn't matter at this point because we're going to pass. Pass the turn. We're going to discard just a bunch of stuff. I want to keep these cards. So we'll discard, discard, discard. Oops, I discarded an Ideas. That was a mistake. Now I have to discard the hand size. And we win the game on their upkeep. We took a lot of extra actions that we didn't need to take. Got a 4-1, mostly because I probably did not mulligan very well in that Mono Blue Terror game. But Mono Blue Terror is one of those matchups where it can be touch and go. The win rate there is probably not as high as versus like a black deck. So let me know what you thought about this deck and what the decision from the format panel will be on June 30th. Hopefully you enjoy if you get to play it. And if you do want to know how to play High Tide, check out my Patreon. I'll see you in the next video.